What is up, you guys? Hope everybody's doing well. What we're going to be talking about is revamping your website and grow traffic and boost sales. That's pretty much what we're going to be talking about. So we'll go ahead and hop right into it. And again, if at any time during this presentation anyone has any kind of questions, do feel free to reach out. Okay, cool. So again, the topic of this conversation is going to be about revamping your website. And we do have a deal. That deal is whoever comes to the webinar, they do get a free website. Just pay for your own hosting. We're going to be hosting your website. So you pay for your own hosting, then you get a fully custom website. So not only that, I'm going to show you guys some really awesome, some really beautiful websites that we've done for tons of clients. And we're going to talk about all this really cool stuff. Okay, so we'll go to the next slide here. Today's agenda, we're going to talk a little bit about us, Ellington, as a company. We're going to talk about, and by the way, if I didn't introduce myself, my name is Jay Ellington, and I am the CEO and founder at Ellington Technologies. We are a digital partner for small businesses. We operate as an AI company for them to help automate large and important, but yet repetitive parts of their business, while also providing a marketing solution as a full service marketing agency. So if any of those things kind of spark interest or ring a bell, we'd love to be able to help you grow and scale your business, as everything that we do helps to improve your ROI. So first things first is going to be about Ellington. It's going to talk about, why do most websites fail? We're going to talk about some website fundamentals, some basic SEO stuff, some technical stuff, and we'll talk about a little bit of AI integrations into websites, and we'll do some real life walkthroughs and marketing audits and things like that. So with that, let me just bring up my sources. There we go. Cool. So let's go to the next slide here. So again, a little bit about us is we're a digital partner for small and medium-sized businesses. We don't just do marketing. We really heavily invest in AI, and we really heavily invest in design. Clients see about a 2,000% average return on investment in the first 1 to 3 months of working with us. Clients typically also save up to 60% on software cost. So we actually give you our software, which has all the tools that you're likely already using, payment gateways. It has social media schedulers and management, and it has email automation and all these things already built into our platform. And so when you get that, when you work with us, you get that automatic as a part of working with us. Average client SEMrush score is going to be 95. So we heavily invest in making sure that you have a really great SEO score on page and also from a technical standpoint. Client traffic, they also see an increase of about 150% when working with us, and 60% of our clients this is a plan that we used to have, the starter plan, but pretty much every client that works with us, they always end up getting other services and doing other things to help improve their business. So why do most websites fail? There are a couple reasons. The biggest reason is going to be a website is pretty much the face of your business, right? Let's say the website, let's say your business is a body, right? The website is the face because everything is digital nowadays. And this is common knowledge. This isn't some hidden fact, right? But the thing about that is 75% of users judge a company's credibility based on their website design alone. So if your website looks like crap, then you're going to be judged off that, right? Not to mention 53% of mobile users abandon a site that takes longer than 3 seconds to load. And that's when you hear me using these technical SEO references. That's really what I'm talking about. In the example that you see in the deck, you can see this website, I'm not trying to call anybody's business out or anything like that, but it has poor discoverability. They're not on a lot of search engines, and they need a little bit of work, right? And that's okay. We can fix that. So we talked about bad design, and user experience kind of goes in with that. A good design is not a design that looks good but has terrible user experience. They go one and one. You got to think about the customer first before all of this. We talked about loading times. We talked about weak or We haven't talked yet about weak or irrelevant content, but having relevant content with relevant keywords is still important. And then also we need to have a way for them to be able to reach out to you, right? To so you can generate those leads, but also so they can get the information that they want. I see a ton of websites. They have no contact form. They have uh, 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 no email or no phone numbers on their website. It's no way for anybody to reach out to them, right? Um, to go a step further, I always recommend having an AI chatbot on the website, which is something that we also offer. So people can not only get the questions that they need, but you can also gather their contact information to be able to then reach out to them again, right? Mazia says that websites are extremely important for business growth. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Um, thank you. Mohammed says, please continue. I shall. I shall. Um, so a little bit about website fundamentals, right? So a couple of things is having a mobile first design. So let's say you have a tour operator business, which we'll go ahead and share an example of a tour operator business, right? Most people, or an e-commerce store, right? Most people are going to order online. So let me share my screen really quickly and I'll kind of give you all some walkthrough, Move from stage, add to stage. Oh, don't know what that is. Cosmetics. Okay. So let's say we go to Kylie Cosmetics and we go here. Obviously, if you go and take a look at their website, which always has an interesting design, go to developer tools, I can see their mobile first approach, right? It looks very well optimized. Even the pop-ups to make it easier for people to be able to pay for things and right and give them money, right? And so that's going to be super important. A good website or a good website design is not a website that ignores customer experience or mobile first approach. Obviously, fast loading time and performance is going to be another one. SEO and visibility. I see a lot of companies who they might be in Google, but they're not in all these other search engines. Google is going to get 23% of search results on the overall web. But what about the other 77% of those searches? They come from other search engines. You got Bing, you got MapQuest, even you got all the Better Business Bureau. You want to make sure that you're on all of those, and that's also a service that we offer. And we can talk a little bit about having a clear value proposition, conversion focused layout. So basically, giving them opportunities on your website to be able to purchase. And before I move on, I think that part is very important. So what do I mean by having opportunities on your website for you to purchase? So I'll go to a more simple website. This is a client of ours. We use them a lot as an example. When you go to their website, I can see client reviews. That automatically gives them social proof, right? I see that other people like what they're doing. And I can immediately be able to have access to the information that I need. I can book a cart. I can view all rentals. And even I can also have a conversation with this AI chatbot to be able to get with what I need. And Google actually prioritizes having chatbots on the website because of that immediate access to info about what you offer. And if we go to another client of ours website, okay, so we'll let that load. Same deal. I have multiple opportunities and it's not overwhelming, right? And I've got other opportunities to learn more and I can book all those things. So we want to make sure that all that's readily available. Let's go to the next slide. So I'm going to give you guys some hard data here. So SEO basics that actually matter is what we're talking about. Maybe you knew this, maybe you didn't, but 42% of local search clicks, they result or they come through the Google Map pack, right? So basically, when people are looking for your business, almost half of them they're not only typing it into Google, they're going to Google Maps. Maybe they want to go or go to where you are or something like that. But regardless, they're going to look for you there. And let's say you're like more of an online business or a national brand, right? You do business in all the states or some states, and not just this specific location. People don't need to meet you. They don't need to go to your location to do business with you, right? Let's say you're one of those. Does it matter? Yes, it's still extremely important because it also gives you validity as part of the social proofing part too, right? And it's going to make you much more searchable as a whole in Google. And that's why it's important. You're going to be way more searchable. 92% of users choose a business from the first page of results in Google, specifically those top three. Those top three parts in Google, the top three results, that's going to get 44% of the clicks, right? So we want to make sure that you're high up for what you do. And I'm going to show you guys some examples of what that looks like. 86% of people look up a business location on Google Maps, right? Kind of what we're talking about. So most people are gonna look there. So a couple of things that we want to make sure we keep in mind. Obviously, site speed, a website that loads quickly, mobile optimization, having a secure website. If you don't have the HTTPS, if you guys ever went to a website and it had that, like, it just had HTTP and you had to like basically jump hoops just to access the website. If you don't have a website that has an SSL cert, then it's kind of pointless, right? To have a website, in my opinion. You want to also make sure that you have reliable backups. That's important. Technical SEO, having a sitemap, and having fixed broken links. And I'm going to show you these examples, right? I don't want to kill you by PowerPoint, but I'll show you. And we also want to be able to track results and to track the speed and track user behavior so we can know how to improve on our website and all those things. And like I said, if you guys have any questions or statements you want to make, feel free to leave them in the chat here. So before I get into actually, I'm going to go over these integrations and then I'm going to go to examples. So this will give you more perspective. So AI integrations, right? Everybody's talking about AI, and AI is super important for so many reasons. It can automate largely huge portions of your business. We focus specifically on tasks that are repetitive. Think about, conversations via chatbot on the website, or let's think about the old model was people have to kind of call you a bunch of times, right? And ask these questions. Hey, this question was on the website, I want to ask this question. Now they can just talk to the chatbot, and the chatbot will know everything about your business, and we can train the chatbot on those things. And so you have this little agent on your website that's able to answer those questions immediately. And then you also are able to kind of grab and maintain their contact informations. I see so many companies that just take calls. They don't ask the user, the person calling, their name, nothing about them. They just answer the question, hang up. But with this, it's different. It's going to capture that information conversationally, and you're not going to have a person manning that, right? Chatbots are much cheaper than hiring a person to stand in. You also got automated lead capture and follow-up. So what we do is we have on our chatbots and our voice agents too, which I'll get into, a follow-up automatically. So when people reach out to you via the chatbot, not only is it going to conversationally grab their information, but it's also going to automatically follow up with you as well. It's going to automatically follow up with you. So let's say you ask a question to a golf cart company, right? And the conversation ends. It's going to reach out to you maybe 30 minutes later and be like, hey, did you get everything you needed? If you want to book, here goes the link, etc. That's going to increase your conversion rate by about 70%. Traffic visibility to conversion and sales. We won't get too much into that. Again, I don't want to kill it by PowerPoint, but we do work with a lot of really great clients. Like I said, we've worked with Corpay. Corpay is a huge company. They do about $4 to $5 billion per year, all the way to small mom and pops. So we've got a lot of experience, around the board with helping build amazing websites. But I did want to share a really compelling case study. So Cowley's Beach Buggies, they were ranked #1 in Google after only 45 days of working with us, right? Too often we hear, it takes a year to rank on Google and all these other things. No, it doesn't. If you know what you're doing, not all the time, especially if your industry is not that competitive. Many small businesses, they don't really know anything about SEO. They just know that they need a website that people can buy things from them on. But then they're not thinking about the little other things that you can do, making sure that you're on all the search engines, right? Making sure that you got great reviews and that you're replying to all those reviews, right? I'm going to show you why they're #1 on Google. But before I do that, I also want to show you a case study here down under Tiki Tours. Before they came to us, they were barely on any search engines, right? They weren't really significantly on any search engines. And they weren't really making that much noise from a SEO perspective. And we were able to help them show on all these search engines. As you can see, it says impressions right here, right? Impressions is how many times you show, how many times somebody see you in these search engines. So we got them on multiple other search engines: Bing, MapQuest, Better Business Bureau, Apple, that's a search engine; Siri, that's a search engine; Alexa, that's a search engine, right? And we're able to make them show almost 81,000 times. They've shown many more times now, because this review is a little old, but that also got them over 1,600 clicks, calls, and direction requests. So they're getting business just from showing more, right? Let's say we want to talk about better web and SEO performance. That's another big one as well. And this is one from, I think, our client. I believe this is Shoreline Water Sports, a company that we've worked with for a little while now. And they also are #1 on Google. 90% of all of our clients are. And it's simple: visibility, right? Visibility and having something nice that people are able to see, right? That's going to be super important. But also making sure that that thing that they're seeing, which is your website, loads quickly, has relevant information to what they're looking for, and is easy to use and buy from. Those three things. Easy. Set easy, right? And then we got Party Tours. I think they might have recently switched up their business a little bit, but as you can see, their review right here, they're at a 96%. I think that's 96%. And to be in the top 10% of websites, is about a 92%, but our average rating is about a 95%. So I just wanted to kind of show you all that. And we do got some websites that are a little less, and I'm going to show you those as well. And then we'll go over. Well, before I go over to the next slide, the reason behind having a website that ranks this high is going to be things like not having any huge issues on the website, right? Not having miscellaneous code, having relevant keywords, having everything in place, like your meta descriptions and title tags. And you might not know what these things are, and I'll kind of clarify that a bit more. But those things are super important. So I think that might be our last slide. Okay, there's some testimonials there. Before we get into the offer, let me show these examples that I've been yelping about. So let's pick up where we left off. So let's say we're talking about Speed of Air, which is a client of ours, right? I can see, and you go to their reputation here. Okay, we'll give that a second to load. Okay. So I can see that they've gotten 2.2 million times they've shown in search results. And from that, they've gotten about almost 1,400 clicks, calls, and direction requests, right? Obviously, we've had some drop off there. And again, it brings in a lot of business organically, right? So that's one thing that I wanted to show you all. Now, I want to show you guys a website, right, that we found, and I want to show you the difference. So this is a website. We don't work with this group of folks, but they're at a 27% overall. They don't have a chat widget on their website, which Google prioritizes. They don't have any sort of they don't reply to any reviews. Um, it typically recommends a WordPress website, but they don't have Google Tag Manager, Facebook Pixel, none of that set up. They do have Google Analytics, but they're kind of missing all of these things. They're barely in any search engines. I think they might only be in like Google and Yelp, it looks like, partially, meaning they're not even set up properly in those channels. Their online reputation is only 11%, and their website performance is okay. So now we're going to go over to Cali's Beach Buggies. Let me reload this real quick. Okay. I wish the SEO performance would have come up here, but they ranked number one, and they've stayed at number one. But as you can see, their business information is complete. They have a chat bot. They reply to all of their reviews. They have all of their tech set up, all the way down to Google Ads. They even run in those, which you don't have to, but it helps. They have their Google business profile set up, like I said, and they're in many listings, right? They're in a ton of listings. And that just goes to show you a huge difference of kind of like the SEO. I know we spent a lot of time really talking about SEO in this call. And there's a reason behind it, right? Because we want to make sure that we have the fundamentals down. Let's take and talk about technical SEO, right? So we got Chelan Paracel. They're at a 93%. And though they do have some issues with their website, overall, they're not that big. And we're taking care of those issues. We're helping them fix all of these issues as well. And again, they're at a 93%, right? So they're pretty high. And I see some questions coming in, so we'll shift to answering those. But just before we do, I'm going to show you guys a couple of design layouts. So this is a website that we designed. And if you look at the overall design, right, it's laid out for you to buy things, right? It's visually appealing. It makes them look credible. It gives them social proof. And it also shows that other people like this company. They enjoy this company, right? They have reviews here. So we'll go down. Then we'll go back up. Cool, cool, cool. And I'm going to show you guys some more websites too that we are currently building or have built. Okay. Decisions. There's so many to choose from. My. Okay. Let's go to, let's choose a different industry this time. Actually, we'll choose this. This is a very exciting website that we recently did. Sell Winona, based in Hawaii, right? Beautiful website. Interesting kind of layout right here, right? You've got a where you can like a gallery, like a scroll gallery, which is pretty nice. Then we go down. It's laid out quite beautifully. It really gives you the vibe and the feel of what they do. And you can see like these traveler's choice things everywhere and all these other things, right? It really speaks highly to who they are as a company. And again, it's a beautiful website, right? And I'll show you guys another website, a Figma design that we did for a pest control company, just like a random one that we kind of built. And I'll just kind of show you that design. Beautiful website, very beautiful design. Okay. Again, biggest thing here is ease of use, easily understandable, has relevant information that they care about, right? It's that simple. And so I could go through this all day, right? I could show you so many websites. And if you guys are interested, feel free to reach out. We'd love to send over some websites. I want to answer some of these questions though. So we'll stop sharing. But before I do that, actually, I'm going to say that one more time. Before I do that, We are offering an exclusive offer so you can claim a free website or marketing audit. So if you want to know where you stand, how people perceive you on Google, we can help you with that. If you want a website that looks better and that is state of the art, we can help you with that for free. And so if you do a website with us, all you have to do is comment Ellington below, what you see here, and a form will be shared with you, or somebody will reach out to you. And not to mention, but also the deal is that we build your website and you don't pay anything for it, right? We just pay for your own hosting. But you have to host with us, though. You have to host with us. And that's pretty much it. That's all. So if you want to claim that offer, we'd love to work with you and help your business grow or your brand or whatever you're trying to build a website for. We can help with all of that. So I want to answer some of these questions. So Shazib asked a question. He says, can you explain the full process someone goes through after they apply for the free website? That's a great question. So I guess I just answered that. So literally what you do is, I'm going to share this again. Comment Ellington in the comments here. And if you are not able to see the comments or not able to comment for some reason, I know some people was having issues with that earlier, just send us an email to support@ellingtontech.com. I'll put it in the comments right now. Okay. That's all you got to do is put that in the comments, and just reach out rather, and we'll be able to help you with that. And thank you for that question, Shazib. So Muhammad asks, for me, the number one thing is usability, how easy and clear the website is for the user to perform action, achieve goals, and book services. And that's what I am seeing in your websites, which is best. Well, thank you. Much appreciated. That's the goal, right? So we can make sure that everybody is able to, or that the client not only is like, oh, this website looks awesome, but that the information is easy to find, right? Doesn't it suck when you go to a website and you gotta have a college degree to be able to navigate the website, right? You're literally doing calculus, trying to figure out how do I place an order, right? And it's like in this random location. It's the science behind it, right? There's a science behind all of this, and we want to make sure that that's being implemented. So we're a little bit over time, but we'll give some people some question or some time for any other questions that you may have. So with that, are there any questions or anything that I could kind of allude to? Cool. So Shazib asks, how long does it take for a business to get their free website live? That's a great question. Typically takes about a week to 2 weeks. So we're working in that time frame more towards the 2 weeks. But again, it really depends on the needs or your needs, and we're able to help and to accommodate that. So great question, Shazib. Muhammad asks, is this free for real? Unbelievable to know that when people agencies out there are charging thousands for very basic websites. That's a great question. Hey, hit us up at support@Ellington Tech or drop Ellington in the comments and you will find out. But yes, it is a free deal. It's a free deal. You just pay for hosting, right? And the reason why is because we are looking to expand on our hosting service, which offers an extra layer of protection and also SEO, a high-level SEO reporting as well. And we make sure that you know anything that's going wrong with their website, and we keep you updated. So it's state of the art. Nobody's doing what we're doing, right? Nobody. And we also, again, offer a super high layer of security. As you might have seen, Amazon Web Services went down. All these websites that you use went down. Cloudflare went down. All the websites that you use, they went down. Ours stayed up the whole time. So that's the difference, right? And so if you want to find that out, feel free to host with us and definitely take part in the website offer. And I can guarantee you that is a free state-of-the-art website. Great question, Mohammed. Thank you. Any other questions or thoughts from anybody? Feel free to send them through. All right, you guys. Well, we'll go ahead and end this. Thank you all for coming to the live webinar. We look forward to the next one. If you have any questions at all, again, feel free to reach out at support@ellingtontech.com, which you can also find that on the screen here. And until next time, I will talk to you all later. Thank you.